You are listening to ChartingWealth.com for Friday the 15th of May 2015. We are looking, as we always do, at IYY. We're on the road today, so there may be some noise in the background, some birds chirping. We're in a beautiful location. Not where we usually do it in the studio, but bear with us. Now, what you can see is this is the two-day chart and what we have seen happening over the last several days. What we have happening is we had a crossover going down back between the 28th and the 30th, and it appears that we have what is in the making as a crossover going up. This is on the moving average convergence divergence. These lines in the background, the light red lines, are the derivative oscillator, and it is weakening, we can see, over the last 2 days. And again, each one of these candles represents 2 days. This is a 2-day trend line that we had drawn that has been breached. We can now start drawing actually an up line. Remember, we always draw our trend lines bottom up, top down. So this new trend line will start from the bottom. If you haven't taken our classes on trend lines, you should go either to the website, chartingwealth.com, or you can go join us on Facebook or Twitter. We also post a lot of lessons there. Now let's look back down to the 4-hour chart and see what we see. This shows you what's been going on the 4-hour chart. It crossed over going up back on the 8th. You can see where it crossed over going down back on the 27th or so of April. And so we are in a trend now that is up on the 4-hour chart and looks like it's about to cross over going up on the 2-day chart. Again, broke through this 2-day trend line going down yesterday. And again, we have the 2-day trend line that shows up on our 4-hour chart, which is always helpful as a trigger to tell us that things are changing. Now, let's go ahead and go back to the 2-day chart. And let's look at SPY, which is Standard & Poor's 500. We can see that we had a real sliding sideways on the S&P over the last several days. We do have a crossover going up. The derivative oscillator has been losing speed. We have the 2-day trend line that was breached over the last 2 days, and it has crossed over officially into an uptrend. Now remember, we are in the month of May. We talk over and over again, and have since April, about sell in May and go away. Why do we say that? A lot of the big money leaves. We see sliding sideways movement, choppiness in the market. That's one reason a number of people don't trade in the summertime trading zone, because it gets choppy. We have some good classes about trading zones, and of course we always recommend the Stock Trader's Almanac by Jeff Hirsch and his dad Yale. That is one of the best things that you can read in order to instruct you about summertime trading zones, different times of year, trends, cycles, those types of things. Very, very important. Now we can see again back that we are crossing over going up. Let's go to the 4-hour chart, back up a little bit, and you can tell the 4-hour chart, similar to the IYY, the total market crossed over going up back on the 8th, tried to cross back over, it looked like, on the 13th, but now is in a more of an uptrend, and again crossed through to the 2-day trend line, and it is officially both on the 4-hour and the 2-day, that is a half day and the 2-day charts. The S&P is now in an uptrend. So let's go back out to the 2-day chart. Let's go to the Qs. QQQ is the NASDAQ 100, and one of my favorite charts to trade and to purchase and to sell. What we see is a movement down over the days prior, crossover going down on the 4th, and it is attempting to do a crossover going up. Has not officially done that yet. On the MACD, on the Qs, you can see that there is a crossover that has occurred. We're pushing through on the candles, the moving average, the moving linear regression lines, the 30 and the 34 period, that would be 60, and the 68-day, because these are 2-day candles, of course. It has broken through the 2-day downtrend line. We will start looking to draw an uptrend line as soon as there is a crossing on the MACD. Now let's back up a little bit to the 4-hour chart, see what we see. And again, you can see again this sideways slipping movement over the last several days, finally crossed over, going up yesterday, and it of course breached the 2-day trend line. So we're in official up move on the Qs. And again, like everything else trading this time of year, it is choppy, it is hard to chart, it is possible, but again, everything with trepidation after May until we get into the fall winter trading zone. And the beautiful thing about being investors and not being professionals who have to trade is that point. We don't have to trade. We can take our money, park it, we can wait till the market's right and purchase then. And again, this extraneous background noise of the birds and such, thank you for bearing with me. Like I said earlier, we are on the road today. Okay, we're looking finally at what gold is up to. And check it out. Gold had been in officially an uptrend on the on the MACD, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence, way back on the 25th of April. It continued to slide sideways starting around the 6th. We did draw a trend line going down, even though it was officially, if you look at only the MACD, just sliding sideways, not really doing a lot. You can see right here when the MACD is not good for us, and it is literally when you just have small movements up and down. The MACD really doesn't tell us a lot. It has taken back off up again. We can see where the 2-day trend line has been breached, and gold, of course, over the last 2 days has moved up substantially. We also see a crossover going up on the derivative oscillator when we look at gold. And finally, if we back off to the 4-hour chart, the half-day chart, you can really see what's happened with gold starting on the 11th and the kind of movement we have had up. And, of course, you know, we might be having a tweezer top. It's pretty close to a tweezer top right there. Very, very close. In fact, it does look like a tweezer top. We're going to be putting out a class very quickly on tweezer tops and tweezer bottoms. I've already prepared all the teachings on that, but that may very well be the classic setup on a tweezer top. So if you want to look that up in the meantime, tweezer top, I would like to have seen the down candle be longer, but we do have a matching. What this is telling us is the sentiment has reversed, and this is on our 4-hour chart. The bigger the chart, the bigger the movement, but that is a very interesting end there. We'll be putting something out soon on that. But here's where gold is. Gold is officially in an uptrend on both the 4-hour and the 2-day chart. And hope that you have a great day investing in the market on Friday. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for bearing with us while we're in this location that we typically aren't in, not in studio. God bless you. Hope you have a great day trading. We will wrap everything up, of course, with a nice bow at the end of the week with our weekly review and forecast, along with getting you ready for Monday. Thanks so much for listening. God bless. Good trading, good investing.